Time with Shebrew Royalty features remedies for inner healing and outer beauty. Real-time conversations with sisters in the Hebrew Israelite community, focused on healing our spirit, mind, and body, which will contribute to the healing of our nation as a whole. Sip a cup of tea, wear your favorite turban, tee, or tunic, and enjoy tea time with Shebrew Royalty.
Shalawam, shalawam, sisters. Shalawam, shalawam. Come on in. Come on in with your beautiful royal selves. Who is here? Who is here? Please, please, as you come in, do me a favor. Hit that like button, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. If you haven't already done so, come on in, sisters. Come on in. I know I took a break last week, and oh my goodness, I missed y'all. I missed y'all again so much. Shalawam, Sister Habkarad, you are here on schedule as usual, right on schedule as usual, sis. It's so good to see you. So good to see you. Shalawam. Shalawam. Wow. It seems like forever. It seems like it's been forever. Sister Poetic, etc. Shalawam, this is Sister Renee out of Sacramento. Shalawam, sis. Shalawam. So good to see you, sis. Oh my goodness. How's everything going in Sacramento? How's everything going out there? Talk to me. What's the weather like? What have you all been up to? Oh my gosh, it's so good to see you. So good to see you. So Shalawam. And you know, every Sunday when we get together, the first thing that we want to do is just give a huge praise, a huge shout out to the Almighty, AHAYAH, ASHAR, AHAYAH. I am that I am, the God of the Hebrews and the Shebrews, in the name of his Son, YASHAYA HaMashiach, whom the world calls Jesus Christ, and the Holy Spirit, Rawach Qadash. Yes, it is so amazing to be back. It's so great to be here. And I just thank the Most High for bringing us back together, bringing us through this last couple of weeks into a brand new week. And so all praises be to him. I am your hostess, Qala Yakachaa, and I humbly thank you for joining me on this broadcast today. Oh my, Sister Renee, you said it's hot, hot. I know, I remember those hot days in Sacramento. I remember those, sis. I do. It's not much cooler out here in Texas. I'm telling you, it's not much cooler out here, at least the part that I'm at, close to San Antonio. So yeah, we have some warm weather too, but today it's been overcast. I don't know what the plan is, whether it's going to rain or not, but it's overcast, but still a little muggy here, and that's to be expected. We're in Texas. So welcome back, sisters. Welcome back. How was your week? Well, more than your week. Let's see, it's been, 2 weeks now since I was on? I wasn't on last week. So, but I pray that your weeks have been productive. Shalawam, Sister Adana. So good to see you. Come on in. Yeah, I missed you all again. But you all know how summers are, right? You know how summers are. They can be quite unpredictable. And, with daily, going out daily, doing this and that and the other, visiting, traveling. There's just so much that goes on in the summer. There's just so much to do. But I was out of town for the last couple of weeks. Actually, I was in El Paso and went to see my daughter and my grandchildren out there. So yeah, and I brought two back with me, my grandson and my granddaughter. So yeah, we're back, and I am. It's so good to be back. It's so good to be back. But it's also good to have them here with me. So praise the Most High. Praise the Most High. It's always good, if you're a grandparent, to have those grandchildren come and spend time with you. So, yeah, I am. I'm happy. So, before moving forward in this discussion, let me first make these disclaimers, get them out of the way, and so we can jump right into tonight's show, which is, I think it's way overdue. I think it's way overdue. So I am just ready to jump right in. So let's just move on with these disclaimers. Let's first talk about what tea time with Shebrew royalty is not. Um, it's not going to be everybody's cup of tea, right? And that's okay. We know that. We expect that. But if you happen upon this channel and you realize that you don't agree with our beliefs, our lifestyle, that's okay also. Just keep searching YouTube until you find your perfect cup of tea. You owe that to yourself. And I am quite sure that you will find your perfect flavor as well. So what I do ask is that you not leave any insults, any derogatory statements in the comment box, because that is distasteful. And we would really appreciate it. And we thank you in advance. We thank you in advance for being courteous. Sister Ahabkarad says, the water says, Adina, I'm so serious. I miss you all bad. Yes. Yeah, we miss you too. We miss you too, sis. Sis Ahabkarad. We miss you a lot. So, like I said, like I mentioned before, it just have plenty of fun with your family out there. But know that we can't wait for you to get back. Can't wait for you to get back. All right. So, the water sis, the water sister Renee. All praises to the Most High. All praises to the Most High. Also, although I am a licensed physician assistant and certified functional nutrition informed professional, and I will be touching on topics of health and wellness on my broadcast, such as we're going to do tonight, we will not be utilizing this platform to diagnose or treat anyone's illnesses. So if you are experiencing any medical problems whatsoever, please consult your healthcare practitioner. And the views that you will hear on this channel are those of myself or my guests, and not those of any particular church or organization. So sisters, let's jump right in. Let's jump right in. Let's talk about ShebrewRoyalty.com. So if you have not been to ShebrewRoyalty.com, guess what? You need to visit ShebrewRoyalty.com. That is our official website. And we're just going to peruse, just go over there for just a second. And if you haven't already seen the website, I am going to do a formal introduction to the website. So let's get in here. ShebrewRoyalty.com. Give me just a second. I don't know what that is there. Yes. Yes. Here we go. All right, here we are. ShebrewRoyalty.com. So, for inner healing and vitality and outer radiance and beauty, sacred self-care for the royal woman. And so here are well, we're on the homepage right now. So here we're talking about our teas, and over to the right where it says Shebrew Royalties, those are our product line of temple treasures. So you know what? Let's go over to temple treasures, because if you haven't been on this website before, you're probably wondering, what in the world is temple treasures? What is that all about? So let's talk about that. Let us talk about temple treasures. And I'm just going to browse through this really quickly because, like I said, we have such a loaded show tonight. We have a loaded show. So this is where you will shop for our skincare products. So it says your skin is your temple. Honor and treasure it with the luxury it deserves. Temple Treasures is a handcrafted all-natural skincare line inspired by ancient beauty rituals and designed for the modern queen. Infused with powerful botanicals, rare essential oils, and nutrient-rich ingredients, our products nourish, restore, and elevate your glow. From the radiant facial scrubs to indulgent bath soaks, each formula is a sacred self-care experience, because true beauty isn't just skin deep. It's a reflection of the divine within. Experience Temple Treasures, where skincare meets sacred ritual. Begin your skincare journey to outer radiance and beauty now. And so once you click on the Shop Now button here, it will take you into our shopping area. But just scroll down and see what we have. We have luxurious bath soaks. We have plenty of those. And just take the time to go and check out this site, because all of these products, the ingredients are natural, organic, right? Everything that all of these ingredients, when I say they're natural and all organic, that's exactly what I mean. You're not going to run across something that you can't even pronounce what it is, because it was cooked up in a lab and have this sophisticated name, I guess you would call it, with all these letters, and you're wondering, what in the world is that? What tree did that come from? What herb did that come from? What plant did that come from? No, everything that you see here is all natural and organic. And then here are the luxurious body butters, and plenty of those as well, all handcrafted by yours truly right here. And then we have the face and body scrubs. Face and body scrubs. And when I say these products are, and I'm not just saying that because I make these products, I'm saying this because they really do work. They really do work. I have been getting such incredible reviews about the products. And at some point, when you come on the website, go and check out the reviews as well. All right. And then there's the face and body scrubs. And then our hair oils. Talking about what we're talking about tonight, let's just do a special mention on the hair oil, since tonight we're talking about hair, right? So let's go down here, and I'm going to talk about the hair oil. So it says here, Shebrew Royalty Temple Treasures Hair growth oil is deeply nourishing, strengthening, and designed specifically for Black women's hair, promoting growth, thickness, and scalp health. Made with all organic ingredients and infused with botanicals and essential oils that stimulate hair follicles, reduce breakage, and enhance moisture retention. So the purpose is It's deeply nourishing, strengthening, promotes hair growth and thickness and scalp health. What are some of the key benefits? Once again, it stimulates the hair follicles, reduces breakage, enhances moisture retention, and it can be used as a hot oil treatment or daily moisture sealer. And the ingredients, you may ask: fenugreek seed, moringa powder, nettle leaf, Jamaican black castor oil, pumpkin seed oil, baobab oil, jojoba oil, grape seed oil, amla oil, and horsetail grass extract. And then on top of that, the essential oils, which give it its incredible aroma: jasmine samba, sweet orange, frankincense, rosemary, peppermint, lavender, and cedarwood. And it's not just about the aroma, it's the benefits of these essential oils. So this 4-ounce bottle, $35, and that 4-ounce bottle will last you a while because you use drops. You're not, saturating the entire scalp, unless there are some people that really do need to saturate the whole scalp, and especially if you're doing a hot oil treatment, right? All the way down to the tips, the end of the hair. So that is my special mention tonight, just because of the topic that we're going into tonight. And then here's the next thing on the list. Here is the lip balm. All right. Then we're going to jump over to Hebrew Royalty Collection. Yes, the kings get special mention as well. And these are the products for the kings. We definitely can't leave them out, right? I know it's Hebrew royalty, but guess what? We have Hebrew royalties as well. So we definitely cannot leave them out. So once again, come to the website. Check out all of the products here, not just for the Shebrews, but for the Hebrews as well. And here we have the King's Temple Nourishing Body Butter. We have the Hebrew Royal Tea Blend. We have the Beard, Crown, and Roots collection here. So King's Glory Beard Oil, and I've been hearing some incredible things about the beard oil as well. And then here's the Crown and Roots Locks Elixir. And although this is on the under Hebrew royalty, sisters, you can use also the Crown and Roots Lock Elixir. If you're rocking your locks or natural hair, this is for you as well. So it says here, strength, growth, and royal care. Let's talk about this, since once again, we're talking about hair tonight, right? So nourish your roots, strengthen your crown. This lightweight yet powerful herbal infused oil promotes growth and hydration for locks, braids, or natural hair. It contains black seed, jojoba, and cedarwood that work in harmony to keep your crown healthy, strong, and flourishing. And how do you use this? Apply lightly to scalp, roots, and along the locks 2 to 3 times per week, so it's not a daily thing. Massage into scalp to stimulate growth. Can be used on locks, braids, or loose natural hair. Excellent for dry scalp or beard as well. Awesome. So, like I said, I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but you also want to go to the, the apparel. Get on here and click on more. Go to the Shebrew Royalties apparel and the store, our partners, our gallery, our reviews, and don't forget the wellness blog. So after each show, I blog about it, and you can download a guide based on the topic. Last week's guide is not up yet, but by this Tuesday, I will have next week's blog up, and also last week's blog, or 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, we weren't here last week. blog will be up on this Tuesday, and also the blog from tonight's show will be up on Tuesday. All right. So do not forget to go check out the weekly wellness blog. So that is it for Shebrew Royalty. I know there's just so much on here that I don't want you to miss. So please, sisters, whenever you have some time, get over there and check out the entire website. All right. Okay, so let's see who's jumped in since I've been busy talking about Shebrew Royalty. Sister Habkara, Sister Phyllis, Shalawam, sis, Shalawam. The water, sis, the water. All praises to the Most High. Hey, Sister Althea, how are you? How are you? We have to catch up. We have to catch up. Yes, so let us keep it moving here. Let's keep it moving. So, sisters, that is Shebrew Royalty. And then please don't forget to also visit shebrewroyalty.myshopify.com. And the link to that is on shebrewroyalty.com, where you go to Shebrew Royalty Apparel. So visit our Shopify store as well. All right. So, sisters, let's talk about tea. Let's talk tea. What is your cup of tea tonight? What is your cup of tea tonight? I know that you're sipping on something good, something tasty, something healthy. And so am I. I am actually sipping on stinging nettle tea. And this is actually one of my favorite teas. It's one of my go-tos, especially when I want something that's just light. And, I always add a little bit of honey. Most of the time I do, because it just brings out the flavor of the nettle tea. It's so good. It's so smooth. So especially since we're talking on the topic of hair loss and hair growth tonight, let's talk about the benefits of stinging nettle tea, right? So this video by Natural Health Remedies is titled 11 Remarkable Stinging Nettle Benefits for Hair, Body, Skin, and Gout. So let's check out this video real quick. These are 11 remarkable stinging nettle benefits for hair, body, skin, and gout. And once again, this video is by Natural Health Remedies.
In this video, I'm going to show you 11 remarkable stinging nettle benefits, including hair, skin, and gout. Stinging nettles are an amazing plant, but don't let the sting of stinging nettles keep you from getting to know this amazing plant. Nettles have a long history of use for food, medicine, fiber, and more. I'll show you why this natural green wonder has so many benefits. 1. Detoxifies the body. The wide range of beneficial nutrients found in stinging nettle makes it an ideal detoxifier for the body, and it has been known to gently cleanse the body of toxins. As a diuretic, it can also ensure that those toxins being neutralized in the body are then eliminated quickly. 2. Skin care. When the extracts are applied to the skin, stinging nettle has been proven to reduce the severity of acne and can even prevent bacterial infections. Due to its antioxidant properties, it can also speed healing, reduce the appearance of scars and blemishes, and promote anti-aging effects to reduce wrinkles and age spots. 3. Prevents kidney stones. Stinging nettle has long been known as a diuretic, but it also affects the kidneys in a different way. It can help break down stones in the kidney and gallbladder. This prevents those painful conditions from worsening or requiring stones to be either passed or surgically removed. Also, as a diuretic, stinging nettle helps eliminate toxins quickly, thereby protecting against bladder infections and excess fluid retention. Also, as a diuretic, stinging nettle helps eliminate toxins quickly, thereby protecting against bladder infections and excess fluid retention. 4. Aids in pregnancy. Stinging nettle tea is often suggested for women who are undergoing excessively painful labor, and it helps to protect against excessive bleeding, as it can act to thicken the blood. Furthermore, it will help stimulate the production of milk and make lactation easier. 5. Promotes feminine health. Stinging nettle has a number of active components that affect feminine health. For painful premenstrual symptoms, it can give relief from cramping and bloating, while also minimizing blood flow during menstruation due to its astringent capabilities. For women undergoing menopause, stinging nettle can smooth the transition and act as a restorative, so the hormonal shift isn't as dramatic in the body. 6. Improves circulation. The combination of high vitamin C and iron content in stinging nettle makes it ideal for stimulating red blood cell production. Vitamin C optimizes iron uptake in the gut, while the iron is a crucial component of hemoglobin. And for the same reason, stinging nettle is often recommended to relieve fatigue or anemia, which is characterized by general muscle weakness, exhaustion, and headache. 7. Anti-inflammatory. Stinging nettle is very effective against various inflammatory conditions. Researchers from Germany in their study have revealed that the herb can treat rheumatic arthritis and chronic muscle pain. Furthermore, stinging nettle tea or herbal supplementation can also effectively treat gout. 8. Strengthens bones. Although we don't hear much about boron, it is still an important mineral found in stinging nettle. Boron has been linked to maintaining calcium content in our bones, which means that stinging nettle can help to slow the onset of osteoporosis. When you combine that effect with the hormone-regulating impact that stinging nettle has, this helps to regulate and monitor bone health as well. 9. Treats respiratory issues. Stinging nettle has also been connected to the treatment of a variety of respiratory conditions, including hay fever, asthma, and other seasonal allergies. Also, certain extract combinations from stinging nettle can significantly reduce allergic reactions. 10. Improves prostate health. Prostate enlargement and other problems related to it are serious factors to consider as men age, and stinging nettle has proven to be an effective means of preventing prostate growth. However, due to the chemical pathways that this treatment takes, stinging nettle root can only prevent the prostate enlargement, not reverse or reduce it. 11. Protects heart health. Now, it also makes sense that this amazing cure-all herb would also be able to positively affect the heart. Research has revealed that regular consumption of stinging nettle tea can help to lower systolic blood pressure and relieve tension and stress on the cardiovascular system. Drinking nettle tea is one of the best ways to consume this plant. To make nettle tea, cover a tablespoon of dried leaf or crushed fresh leaves with a cup of boiling water. Let it steep for 15 to 20 minutes. Strain and drink. Sweeten with a bit of honey or maple syrup if desired. The tea can also be used as a hair rinse or massaged into the scalp to promote hair growth. For acne or other skin conditions, dab cooled tea onto the affected area. I hope you've enjoyed this video on the 11 remarkable stinging nettle benefits, including hair, skin, and gout. If you have, please give this video the thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel. And I'm sure you're going to enjoy this next video on 23 amazing benefits of...
All right. So many benefits of stinging nettle tea, and it is delicious as well. It is delicious. And like I said, it's one of my favorite teas. And I have so many types of teas. I just love tea. I just love tea, but this happens to be one of my favorite. It's always one of my go-tos. So if you have not experienced stinging nettle tea, it's time that you do so. Time for you to do so. All right, sisters, let's see who is here. Sister Lara is here. Awesome. Shalawam, sis. Shalawam. Good to see you. Wow, y'all are showing up tonight. I am loving this. Once again, hit that like button, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, Shebrews, because we're about to get started and we're still not promoted on social media. Oh my goodness. It's like, will this thing ever happen with the social media thing? Yes, it will. Yes, it will. Because guess what? I am outsourcing that part to one of the sisters, Sister Chin from California, our Caribbean queen out there. Miss, she's a Benjamite as well, and Sister Chin has offered. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that great? She has offered to handle all of that for me. I mean, what a blessing. What a blessing. Praise the Most High. So, yes, we will eventually be on social media because I have outsourced it. So just hang in there with me, sisters. Hang in there with me. I'm wearing all these different hats, and it is so great to have someone that is going to be wearing one of those hats for me. And then, yeah, we're going to talk. There's just so much that I have in the works right now. And yeah, we're growing for sure. So as of this time, we are not promoted on social media. So I'm asking you to help with that as well. Share this channel, share the websites on your social media platforms so that others can enjoy the things that you're enjoying, right? Not just tea time, but also the products, because so many of you have purchased the products. And I just want to thank you so much for purchasing the products and giving me your reviews. That means so much to me. So the water. So I just need you to continue to spread the word so that others can, indulge as well. All right. And now you see that it's not just about the sisters, right? The brothers as well can enjoy these products. Even the tea, I've had, the tea for our kings out there. I've had great reviews on that as well. So, yay. All right. So, sisters, let's move right along. Let us move right along. What did y'all think about the last show that we had? That was 2 weeks ago. What in the world are we eating? How many of you have started using the Yucca app, and what do you think about it? What do you think about that app? If you've already started using it, drop a comment in the comment box for me about the app, about the last show, which was 2 weeks ago. What in the world are we eating? Because I'm telling you, I thought that I was eating so good and so clean. But when I started using that Yucca app, and that was introduced to me by one of the sisters, Sister Zion, and once I started using that app, I was like, oh my gosh, what in the world have I been eating? And so now when I go to the grocery store, I scan everything before I put it in my cart. And like I mentioned during that show, my my food selections are dwindling. There's just so many things that I am no longer eating. And along with that comes weight loss. Along with that comes weight loss, because my diet is becoming so absolutely clean, because my goal is to, live not just about longevity, but also excellent health, right? And that is what we should all be. That should be all of our goals, right? It's not just live longer, but to live a long, healthy life. And it's all about going back to, the Most High's laws, the dietary laws, his laws, his statutes and commandments, right? And so, yeah, Eat clean, sisters. Let us eat clean. So, that being said, and without further ado, it is showtime, and not at the Apollo, but right here on Tea Time with Shebrew Royalty. Sisters, if you are just joining, shalom, and welcome back to another nourishing episode of Tea Time with Shebrew Royalty, your sacred space for all things wellness, wisdom, and womanhood. I'm your hostess, Qala Yakachaa, retired physician assistant, functional nutrition informed professional, and your sister on this journey toward holistic living. Yes, I am here to, to make this journey easier for myself and for all of you out there. So tonight we're talking about something that many women experience but often suffer with in silence: hair loss. Whether it's thinning edges, excessive shedding, or bald patches, the roots of hair loss go far deeper than just the scalp. But the good news is, so do the solutions. So sip your tea and let's get into the roots, literally and spiritually, of hair loss and natural remedies that work. Let's talk about this topic. There's just so much to go into as far as hair loss. So let's talk about understanding the roots of hair loss. Hair loss isn't just a cosmetic issue or what you see in the mirror. It's often a sign from the body that something is out of balance. So let's explore a few of the most common root causes. So number one is hormone imbalance. Hormone imbalance. The fluctuation in estrogen, testosterone, or thyroid hormones can lead to thinning, especially around menopause, postpartum, or with PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome. Then number two, nutritional deficiencies such as low iron, zinc, B vitamins, vitamin D, and even protein can all impact your hair growth. So if any of these elements are decreased, the iron, the zinc, the B vitamins, and vitamin D, and protein, all of these can impact your hair growth. If the body is depleted, your hair is the first to suffer. Sister Renee says, oh sis, I use the Yucca app every time for cosmetics, etc. Sis, yes, the cosmetics as well. Yes. I'm scanning all barcodes when I pick up anything. It has really helped me tremendously. I agree, sis. Everything that has a barcode, just scan it. Just scan it if it has a barcode on it, because it really is going to make a difference in our health, because they're sneaking in all of these what do they call these natural flavors. There's just so many things, so many toxic stuff that's in there, the additives that they're putting in the food, right? These colors, artificial colors. I was buying this, it's a salmon patty. And here I am thinking, oh, it's wild caught and it should be good. No, the pinkness of it is from, the pink color is from a dye that they're putting in the salmon. And so we have to be so very careful. Even our wild caught salmon, we have to scan the barcode on that as well. Isn't that crazy? But yes, sis, I agree. Scan everything. So the other problem that can cause hair loss is number 3, chronic stress and cortisol. Too much stress sends your body into a survival mode, causing excessive hair shedding. One stress-related condition you may have experienced is called telogen effluvium. And we'll go deeper into that in just a minute. But telogen effluvium. Remember that word. Number 4, thyroid disorders. Both underactive and overactive thyroid conditions can lead to dry, brittle hair or sudden loss. Number 5, tension and toxicity. Tight hairstyles, chemical treatments, such as perms. Back in the day when we used to do the S curl and the this curl and the that curl, right? And also build up from synthetic products. Petroleum jelly, all of that stuff can inflame the scalp and damage the follicles over time. Hair glues, when you're, doing weaves and using the hair glues, those glues pull the hairs out at the roots. So these are some of the things that ignorantly so many of us have used and have paid the price for. So how are the different types of hair loss diagnosed? So hair loss can have many causes, and diagnosing the type is key in choosing the right treatment, because all hair loss is not created equal. Sister Renee says weird ingredients. Yes, says very weird ingredients in our foods. A qualified provider, such as a dermatologist, a trichologist, which is a hair and scalp specialist, or a holistic practitioner, will usually take the following steps. Number 1, they'll first start off with a medical and lifestyle history to get to the root of the problem. Recent illnesses, stress, pregnancies, surgeries, or medication use can be a cause. So these are some of the questions that your doctor is going to ask, or your practitioner. Have you had any recent illnesses? Are you under a lot of stress? Are you postpartum? Did you just have a baby within the last maybe year? Surgeries. Have you had a recent surgery? Or what medications are you on? Because many medications out there also cause hair loss. What about family history of hair loss? It could be genetics. Nutritional habits or restrictive diets can also be a cause. And hair care routines, tight hairstyles, chemical use, and heat can also be a cause. Sister Adana says, we use that petroleum jelly and baby powder on our babies. Yes, we did, sis. Yes, we did. It's only by the grace of the Most High while we are still here. I'm so serious. It's only by his grace while we are still here. All of the stuff that we were told, oh yeah, use this. This is good. This is good for you. Or eat this. This is better. And only to find out that they're toxic. Number 2, another way to diagnose what type of hair loss you're dealing with is the scalp examination. Is the hair loss diffuse? Is it all over, or is it patchy? Are there signs of inflammation, redness, scaling, scarring on the scalp? Are follicles visible or closed off? And these are the things that your trichologist or your dermatologist will be looking at your scalp to determine, or your naturopathic doctor. And number 3, the hair pull test. So gently tug in on small sections of hair to see how many strands come out. Normally, 1 to 3 hairs may come out. More than that, suggest active shedding, as seen in telogen effluvium. Sister Phyllis says, it's scary every time I think I'm buying healthy food, especially fruit. Yes, fruits and vegetables, they taste different. Yeah, even the avocados. You're right, sis. Everything is, they not only taste different, they look different. They look different as well. And that's how we know that they're really toying with us and giving us fake food. Right? I'm waiting for a seedless avocado to come out. I'm waiting on them to try pulling that one off on us. Is a seedless avocado. Oh my gosh. Oh, we can't make this stuff up. We can't make this stuff up. And number 4, this is another way that the type of hair loss is diagnosed. It's through trichoscopy, which is scalp microscopy. So this is a magnified view of the scalp to examine the hair shaft structure, the follicle openings, and the miniaturization, which is often seen in androgenic alopecia. Sister Adriana, welcome back, sis. So good to see you, my dear. So good to see you, sis. And then there's also blood tests. These tests are often ordered to rule out systemic causes, such as a thyroid panel, which is the TSH, the T3 and T4. Iron studies, which they will check your ferritin levels, your serum iron, your TIBC. And then the vitamin D, vitamin B12, and zinc. And let's not forget hormones, testosterone, DHEA, estrogen, progesterone, LH, and FSH. Your luteinizing hormone, your follicular stimulating hormone, and also your ANA or autoimmune markers, which will basically let us know if we're dealing with alopecia areata or lupus. So your doctor will take all of these tests, and then, it depends on what comes back out of whack, then they're able to make that determination what type of hair loss you may be dealing with. So then what happens in this hair growth cycle? So the hair actually grows in cycles. So there's the anagen growth, the anagen part of the cycle, which is the growth phase, which is 85 to 90% of the hairs. The catagen, which is the transition phase, which is a brief shrinking phase. And then the telogen, which is the resting or shedding phase, which is 10 to 15% of hairs at any time is going through this cycle. Or this phase of the cycle, excuse me. So we've talked about that there are different types of hair loss. So let's talk specifically right now about telogen effluvium, which includes the postpartum type of telogen effluvium. So this is one of the most common but least understood forms of hair loss. It is called telogen effluvium. And this happens when a large number of hairs shift into the telogen or the resting phase. Remember, we just mentioned that this phase, only 10 to 15% of hairs at any time should be in this shedding phase. But if a large number of hairs, more than the 15%, shifts into this phase, this shedding phase, they start to shed all at once, then this means they shed prematurely, which results in visible thinning. And the Telogen effluvium is often triggered by emotional stress, if there's grief, if there's anxiety, if there's trauma. It is also triggered by nutritional deficiencies such as iron, zinc, protein, or crash diets. Hormonal shifts such as thyroid issues. If you've been taking birth control pills, that will also cause a shift in your hormones if you stop the pills. So if anyone is out there using these birth control pills, please consult your healthcare practitioner and get off of them safely. And then there's also medications such as beta blockers, which is cardiac medication, which is used for high blood pressure and also to slow down the heart rate if you're having palpitations and so on. And antidepressants are also known to cause telogen effluvium. And then there are certain medications that are used for acne that are also causes of hair loss. Also, physical stress, such as surgery. Surgeries are very, very stressful on the body. So don't be surprised if you've had major surgery, if your hair starts falling out. And then there's illnesses, childbirth. This is very common after childbirth because many women, when they're pregnant, they're like, oh my gosh, my hair is so full and it's so, it's thickened and the hair just looks so glowing and luscious. And then after the birth of the baby, your hair just starts falling out. And that's once again because of not just a physical stress, but also hormonal shifts as well. So that this is called postpartum hair loss. Telogen effluvium caused by postpartum, by the postpartum phase. So Sister Phyllis says, let's not forget the poems, all those perms you said. Yes, all those chemicals. Yeah, we mentioned that earlier. It says, yes. Oh my gosh. Like I said, sis, it's only by the grace of the Most High why we're even still here. Putting all that stuff, those toxins in our bodies through our scalp. Oh my gosh. It's praise the Most High. That's all I can say. That's all I can say, sis. So yes, postpartum hair loss is actually a form of telogen effluvium, and it's completely normal. During pregnancy, estrogen levels rise, keeping hair in the growth phase. That's during pregnancy. That's why the hair is so lush and beautiful and full and thick. But after childbirth, those hormone levels crash. And within 2 to 4 months, you may notice clumps of hair coming out in the shower or thinning at the temples. This shedding can be alarming, right? But sis, know that it is temporary and it's reversible. It's temporary and reversible if you're dealing with this type of hair loss. And it typically improves in 6 to 12 months, especially with proper nutrition, stress reduction, and scalp care. So what are the key signs of telogen effluvium? So it's sudden shedding, where handfuls are in the shower or on your pillow. Diffuse thinning across the scalp. It's not patchy, but it's diffuse. It's all over. So the hair is just thin all over. You're not going to see a big patch over here and a big patch over here. Usually it's diffuse. And the hair texture may feel finer. And unlike other hair loss, The eyebrows and the body hair are usually unaffected. So with telogen effluvium, do not expect the eyebrows or your body hair to fall out like the hair on your scalp. So why does this happen? And we talked about that, right? The high levels of estrogen, which prolongs the anagen growth, or the anagen phase, which is the growth phase. And this means during that time, during pregnancy, less hair falls out, which is why many women feel their hair is thick, lush, and full during pregnancy. And then after delivery, estrogen and progesterone levels drop dramatically. And this sudden change signals many hairs to shift into the telogen or the shedding phase all at once, all at the same time. So can telogen effluvium be diagnosed clinically? So yes, it's typically diagnosed by the timing, which is the onset of the hair loss is usually 2 to 4 months after childbirth. And also with the history, there's no scarring on the scalp, there's no inflammation, and no patchy hair loss. And then there's also the hair pull test. When you do the hair pull test, which is just tugging on the hair, it shows an increased number of telogen hairs. So it will be more than 3 strands. You'll see quite a bit of hair when you tug on the hair falling out. And then there's also the clinical observation, which is the diffuse thinning pattern on the scalp. So lab testing may also be used at this time to rule out other causes, especially if the shedding is severe or prolonged. So this is where they do maybe an iron or ferritin test, which can be because of a drop in the iron or ferritin due to blood loss in delivery. So if your iron level and your ferritin levels are low when they test, this could be because of excessive blood loss during delivery. And then there's the thyroid panel. There's a condition called postpartum thyroiditis, which is an inflammation of the thyroid gland after delivery. And this is common. So the thyroid panel will be done to check to see if that could also be the cause of your hair loss. And then, of course, there's a vitamin D and vitamin B12 levels to see if they're also low. And if they are, that could also be a cause. So once again, telogen effluvium is not permanent. It is self-limiting, and most women begin to see improvement within 6 months of onset. So full regrowth, typically by 12 to 15 months postpartum. So how do you support hair regrowth postpartum? So there's nutritional support, of course. We always want to start with nutrition. Start with our foods. Because so many times we go to supplements first rather than the source of where we should be getting the majority of our nutritional support, which is our food. So iron-rich foods such as beets, leafy greens, and blackstrap molasses. Then there's protein and collagen. Your food should be full of protein and collagen. And this is for the keratin production. And there's also postnatal supplements. Talk to your naturopathic doctor. There's some supplements out there. with B vitamins, with zinc, with biotin. That is really good for nutritional support postpartum. Stress reduction and sleep. I can't stress that enough. I can't stress enough how stress reduction is so necessary, and sleep. So, gentle herbal teas like lemon balm, chamomile, or ashwagandha are really good for stress reduction and sleep. Support for sleep and the nervous system balance, because you need that. You need sleep for your nervous system. I mean, when you're lacking sleep, you become jittery. You don't feel good. You stress a lot, right? When you lack sleep, so it's a vicious cycle. It's a vicious cycle, and we need that sleep for our bodies to rejuvenate. Every cell in our body needs rest. And if you're not resting your body, guess what? You go into stress, you have high cortisol levels. High cortisol levels tend to cause all kinds of sicknesses, diseases. So keeping your stress low helps to decrease your cortisol level. And then there's also scalp care using gentle organic products. Gentle organic products. And don't forget to scan these products with the YASHAYA app if you buy them off the shelf, right? If you get them off the shelf in a grocery store, in a a beauty supply place, wherever you go, scan these products with Shebrew Royalties, Temple Treasures, and Hebrew Royalties products. You don't have to worry about that. These are all organic products. Everything in there is all organic, right? So massage a scalp with growth stimulating oil like Royal Crown and Glory hair oil, which you will get from where? ShebrewRoyalty.com. This oil has nettle, moringa, and fenugreek in it, infused with those. Also, let's talk about mindful hair practices. Avoid tight hairstyles. I remember when one of my sisters used to braid my hair when I was, oh my gosh, when I was a little girl, and she would cornrow it, and my eyes, she would pull my eyes all the way to the back of my head. By the time I would get to school in the morning, my head is throbbing. I can't wait to get home to take these braids down. So avoid tight hairstyles so that your eyes are not at the back of your head. Just a little tip. Avoid harsh chemicals and excessive brushing. Protect your hair at night with satin scarves and pillowcases. That is definitely my thing right there. So protect your hair with satin scarves or pillowcases, or both, right? You never know if the scarf is going to come off at night. So guess what? You have the pillowcase already. The satin pillowcase there is a backup. So let's talk about another cause of hair loss that is more common than many people realize. Though it is often, it often goes undiagnosed, right? And the reason for this is because of shame, secrecy, and also misunderstanding about this condition. So this condition, I don't know how many of you have ever heard of trichotillomania. And it's also called hair pulling disorder. How many of you have ever heard of trichotillomania or hair pulling disorder? Put a yes, a con, or a la or a no in the chat, because it's very common, but most people have never heard of it. Khan, Sister Habkarad says Khan. Khan says, so it is estimated that 1 to 2% of the population will experience trichotillomania at some point in their lives. Some studies suggest the lifetime prevalence may be as high as 4%, especially when milder or undiagnosed cases are included. It typically begins in adolescence and most commonly between the ages of 10 and 13, but it can start earlier or later. Women are diagnosed more frequently than men, though this may reflect differences in help seeking or visibility, not actual occurrence. Right? So most men probably will just deal with it, right? They're not going to go in. A lot of men will not go in and talk about this to a provider, this hair pulling disorder. But women, you know, it's. I think with women, let me put it this way, that because our crown is our glory, right? When we notice that this is becoming a big issue, I think that's when we tend to go in. But as long as we have enough hair to cover these patches, we're going to cover it, because we're talking about not something like telogen effluvium, which is very, very, very common, and it's not linked to any type of mental illness. When you're talking about mental illness, people tend to shy away or be ashamed of that and not talk about that as easily. So I think that's one of the reasons why this condition is hidden. And like I said, because of shame and secrecy and misunderstanding, they may not even know, why am I doing this? This doesn't make any sense. Why am I pulling my hair out for no reason? And for some people, this also, oh, Sister Althea says one of my neighbors has this problem. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. But the other part of this hair pulling disorder that is even more shameful is when they not only pull the hair out, but they also eat the hair, which causes, imagine that, pulling your hair out and eating it causes a lot of intestinal problems, blockages. And so it is very, a lot of people look at this as a very shameful condition. They don't understand it. And so it can be very difficult to treat, of course, if it's not brought to attention. If you are treating this individual for another form of hair loss and not realizing that this person is actually pulling their own hair out. So trichotillomania is a mental health condition classified as a body-focused repetitive behavior, BFRB, in which a person feels a compulsive urge to pull out their own hair from the scalp, from the eyebrows, from the eyelashes, or other body areas. It is also known as hair pulling disorder. And while it may begin in childhood or adolescence, it can persist into adulthood without proper support. So it's important also to know that many people with trichotillomania suffer in silence, sometimes for years, due to shame or fear of judgment. It often coexists with anxiety disorders, because when you're anxious all the time, some people tend to pick, some people tend to bite their nails, bite the skin off their fingers, and now the hair pulling as well. Depression is also another coexisting condition with trichotillomania, or OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder. In children, trichotillomania may be temporary, while in others, it becomes a chronic condition without proper intervention. So if you have a child that is experiencing hair loss, then this is one of the things that you need to be suspicious of and take that child in right away to get a proper diagnosis. Sister Adna says, I don't think I've ever heard of this. I was mistaken. Oh, okay. Okay. It may have been something that sounds similar to it. So what are signs and symptoms of trichotillomania? Repeated pulling of hair, often resulting in noticeable hair loss, tension or anxiety before pulling, followed by relief or satisfaction. So the buildup, right? You just want to pull this hair out, and imagine you may not want to pull the hair out, but you're having this compulsion to pull the hair out. And once you do, you feel relieved or satisfied in having done so. Bald patches or thinning hair. Feelings of shame, embarrassment, or social withdrawal. If your child or someone that you know is withdrawing socially and you're noticing these patches, then talk to them and see if they will open up and talk about it. So also attempts to hide the behavior or the hair loss. The exact cause of this condition is not fully known, but some of the contributing factors may be chronic stress or anxiety, emotional regulation challenges, just being able to control and regulate your emotions, hormonal changes, which often starts around puberty, and like I mentioned earlier, co-occurring disorders like OCD, anxiety, or depression. Hair pulling may occur during periods of stress. Boredom is another trigger, or even unconsciously while resting. So now that we know the roots, and there are other forms of hair loss out there, right? Alopecia areata. There are just different types. And that's why it's so important that if you're experiencing this, to go in and have this diagnosed. Like I said, it could be hormonal, whatever the case may be. So we already know that there are so many different causes. So now that we know the roots, let's talk about restoration. So let's talk about some natural remedies, especially if you've had a diagnosis, right? Because now you know what you're dealing with, and you'll also want to incorporate, if not use, natural remedies as your source of restoration. So here are some natural remedies that not only support your hair externally, but also nourish you from within. So again, internal nourishment, such as iron-rich foods, which are dark leafy greens, lentils, and molasses. Protein. Hair is made of keratin, which is a protein. So include nuts, beans, eggs, and lean meats in your diet. Herbal teas, such as nettle leaf tea, which is iron-rich and stimulates hair follicles. Horsetail, which is high in silica, and it supports strong hair and nails. And rosemary and peppermint. Rosemary and peppermint essential oils are so good, and teas as well. You can use the oils in your products, such as we have these in our products, the Temple Treasures products. So rosemary, peppermint tea, which is great for circulation. So once again, iron-rich foods, protein, herbal teas. Number 2, scalp health and oil therapy. Use nutrient-dense oils to stimulate follicles and improve circulation. So what is my favorite blend? Of course, the Royal Crown and Glory Hair Growth Oil from Temple Treasures, which is infused with nettle leaf, moringa, fenugreek, essential oils like sweet orange, jasmine sambac, and frankincense. So massage this, massages into your scalp nightly and wrap with a satin scarf. And make this a ritual. Make this a nightly ritual. Also, herbal hair rinses. After shampooing, use a cool tea rinse of rosemary, sage, and nettle. One of my favorite rinses and even hairsprays is rosemary and cloves. Rosemary and the whole cloves. You boil the water, make it really, really hot. You drop just a handful of cloves in there and your rosemary, fresh rosemary, the sprigs of the rosemary, and you drop it in there and let it steep for maybe 30 minutes or so. And you can drink it. You can drink it internally, of course, drink it, or you can, and also spray it on the scalp and hair. And it smells so good. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. So it's a good aromatherapy. It's good to drink internally, and it's good topically on the scalp and hair. So these stimulate the scalp and leave a beautiful shine and a delicious aroma. And once again, I can't stress stress reduction enough. Deep breathing, stretching, herbal baths, and adaptogens like ashwagandha all help to balance your cortisol levels. And remember, peace. Your peace is part of your beauty regimen. Peace is so important. Peace, it's underrated, right? So in addition to the natural remedies that I just mentioned, it's also important to remember that trichotillomania is a psychological condition, not just a hair loss condition. Therefore, treatment options may include CBT, which is cognitive behavioral therapy, especially habit reversal training, HRT, is the most effective treatment. So get in with a practitioner that can guide you through these forms of therapies, which is reversing those habits and learning how to recognize your triggers and how to basically deal with these triggers to avoid the repetitive action. Mindfulness practices and stress reduction techniques are important for dealing with trichotillomania. The nutritional support that we just talked about, the adaptogen and herbal remedies to reduce anxiety, and scalp protection routines using the satin caps, the calming oils, and also fidget alternatives. So instead of fidgeting with your hands and doing this number, find something else to occupy your hands. Find something else. Whether it be, if you have the urge, you may want to draw, you may want to sketch. There are just so many fidgeting tools out there that you can use other than for using your hands for hair pulling. So while trichotillomania is a psychological condition, a holistic approach that includes prayer, emotional healing, and self-compassion. That's so important. Instead of talking down to yourself, self-compassion can be deeply supportive. Creating a ritual of care, like gentle scalp massages, herbal teas for nervous system support, or biblical affirmations of self-worth can help transform the relationship with your hair and self. So there's an article that I'm going to post in, let me post this article in the comment box here for you all. We're not going to go into this article tonight, but just for future reference, or if there's someone, like Althea, your friend, your neighbor that is suffering with this condition, share it with them. I don't know if they're under care or how they're already treating their condition, but I think this article will help a lot. This is an article by the Mayo Clinic. It talks about the condition, diseases and conditions of trichotillomania, the symptoms, the causes, and how it is treated. So if any of you know someone that's struggling with this condition, please share this. I think it will help a lot to open up that door. So sisters, I know that was a lot. And like I said, if you're dealing with any type of hair loss, we couldn't cover all of it tonight. She is under doctor's care. All praises. Good. But you may also just want to go ahead and share the article with her as well. And she could talk about it with her doctor, because I know a lot of times coming from, with my background, a lot of times you want to spend a lot of time with your patient. But so many times your schedule is so swamped that you're not able to spend as much time as you would like to with your doctor. And I know a lot of my patients, they would not, some would, but most will not do research on their own. And so it will be good for her to read up on it, and if her doctor hasn't already given her enough information. It's just another tool. All right. So let's not forget that our hair is our crown. And I know, because I have damaged my hair a lot with all of the things that we talked about, the chemicals and the weaves and the this and the that. So I truly understand the thinning hair, and then also the hormonal shifts with menopause and so on and so forth. So it's a struggle. It's a struggle. So I truly understand this. And so we realize that our hair is our crown, and coming from the world where, they made us believe that, oh yeah, these fads, with all of the things that we were able to put on our hair to alter our hair and so on and so forth. At the time, we thought this was cool, this was trendy, this was, oh, look at me, and only to find out that another trick, like they do with the food. This is something to poison us. This is something to damage our crown and glory. And so now I know many of us are coming back to our roots, literally, right? And so this is just another tool, another way for us to come back to who we truly are, right? So let's start treating our hair with respect, not just with products, but with the patience, with nourishment and care. And we will begin to see real results. It may seem as though it's taken a long time, but Rome was not built in a day, as they say. And we're worth it. As long as we're still here, then what is more important than getting our temple and our crown back to where the Most High created them to be? So don't give up. Hair loss may be the symptom, but the solution lies in restoring the root relationship between us and our body, us and our crown. So it is so important that we redevelop that relationship, because many of us, we developed a a hostile relationship with our bodies, our hair, and it's time to reverse that and start loving our hair, loving our bodies, right? And taking care of them. So that is it about the hair loss and how to restore our hair loss. Do we have any questions out there? Any comments? Any concerns? Yeah, it's. I know it was a lot, but I hope that many of your questions have been answered. And if not, it's okay. Send me a an email, shebrewroyaltybiz@gmail.com, and we can talk about it, because like I said, I'm on this hair growth journey as well. I am in it to win it. And it's not about shame. It's not about any of that. It's about, restoration. That is it. There are just so many things that we are trying to restore, so many things that we've lost. And this is just another one of those, if you're dealing with that. And, with proper care, proper nutrition, like we discussed before, proper rest, it's going to work out. It will work out. And we will be restored. So, sisters, next week's show is yet to be determined. I just got back, and I was so exhausted when I got back, and I did not come up with this topic once again until last night. When I left Shabbat yesterday, I said, I don't even know what tomorrow's show is going to be about. I haven't a clue. And the Holy Spirit comes through every single time. So if there was information that I missed tonight, I apologize. But please do, if there's something that you want me to cover and we didn't cover tonight, or if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. Either those of you that have my number, that have my, you can text me, you can call me, or you can email me at shebrewroyaltybiz@gmail.com. And next week's topic will be determined at some point before next Sunday, right? So another reminder, don't forget to check out our weekly wellness blog on shebrewroyalty.com. I will have a lot of this information on there and more. I will go more in depth on the blog. So look for our blog about tonight's broadcast to be posted on Tuesday, the Most High willing, if not by Wednesday for sure. I know I have a busy week ahead of me this week, but yes, not last week's show from 2 weeks ago and tonight's show's blogs should be on our wellness blog by Tuesday or Wednesday. That is the goal, Most High willing. All right. Do you have any questions, sisters? Any comments? Talk to me. What do you think? What do you think about tonight's show? Some of you did interact quite a bit. Thank you all so much. Thank you so much. Let's continue to grow this channel so that the information can reach Shebrews throughout the four corners of the earth, and even those that are not Shebrews but are willing to be a part of our community. We are to let our light shine so that others can be led to the source of the light. And I say this every Sunday. We are not the source. We are just the vessel that the source uses to lead others to him. So, yes, let our vessels be used to bring others to our Lord, our Savior, our King, and our big brother YASHAYA HaMashiach. That's our duty, right? So the water, sisters, the water. I love you all and appreciate you always taking time out of your very busy schedule to have tea and conversation with me. And I am actually going to finish my nettle tea. If you have not been sipping on some nettle tea, get some nettle tea. I'm telling you, this is some good stuff. And even it's cold now, but it's still so good, right? So thank you once again for taking time out of your very, very busy schedule for having tea and conversation with me. Thank you for your support. The water. I am so grateful for each and every one of you. Know that I'm praying for you. I'm praying for us. Sister Adanath, the water, I appreciate you as always. You said great show as always. The water says, the water, all praises to the Most High. All praises to the Most High, Rawach, because I'm telling you, it's like last minute, because I'm not going to have a show that I am not feeling just to have a show. I'm not going to just come up with some topic just to say that I'm going to have a show. It has to really resonate with me. And for some reason, it usually happens after the Shabbat. So I come home and I'm like, oh my gosh, what's tomorrow's show going to be about? And I just relax, and then it comes to me. So I'm up until 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, doing my research, getting things all together. So I really thank you all for being just supporting me on this journey. I love this journey that I'm on right now. And I couldn't think of any greater people to be on this journey with than you all out there. And I love you all so much. So until the Most High brings us back together, may you prosper and be in excellent health. And remember, true healing begins inwardly before it is expressed outwardly. And that's in everything, whether it's spiritual. If we're not whole spiritually on the inside, we can't walk around and act like, things are so great. It's going to show. It's going to show on the outside if we are not grounded spiritually. And also, we mentioned physically, if our nutrition is off, it's going to show somehow outwardly. So let's not just look on fixing things on the exterior. Let's start fixing them on the interior. So healing begins inwardly before it can be expressed outwardly. So I am your hostess, Qala Yakachaa, a voice of reasoning and justice. So until next time, stay royal, stay radiant, and remember, your hair is your glory. Honor it like the treasure that it is. It's one of your temple treasures. And as always, this is Tea Time with Shebrew Royalty. Good night. I love you all so much. Love you all so much. And the Most High willing, I will see you next Sunday. Same tea time, same tea channel. Have a blessed and prosperous week, sisters. Shalawam. Shalawam. Ahatha. I love y'all. Shalawam.